When we look at a picture like this is a fundamental relationship in nature, predator and prey. And if we looked at the physiology, we only looked at biometric data, numbers of the lion and the antelope, we would not be able to tell the difference. Heart rate would be elevated, pupils would be dilated, neurotransmitters are on, muscles are firing, everything is systems go. Everything is systems go. What's the difference? The lion wants to be there. That's the difference. It's not that being in a sympathetic state is bad. Right here, you better be in a sympathetic state, because if you're the lion and you miss, you don't eat. If you're the antelope and you miss, you die. Right then, sympathetic is important. Coming up this morning and being ready to talk and give energy for you guys, that's sympathetic. I need to be active. But what's the difference between us and animals a lot of times? Have you ever watched BBC and you've seen a scenario like this? Let's just say, for argument's sake, the lion misses. What's the antelope do? It takes off, and then what happens? It hangs out. It's like, goes over here, finds some grass, like, damn, this grass looks good. And sometimes the lion is like 100 meters over there, and it just starts eating, and it might do like the shake thing. Like, have you ever seen an animal after really high stress, they like twitch and shake, and that's a release of excessive neuromuscular energy. That's actually a really important thing that mammals do. So it shakes out that energy, twitches a little bit, might roll around, releases the tension, and then it's like, damn, that looks good. I'm gonna have lunch. And what's the lion do? It just wanders over and takes a nap. Wanders over and takes a nap. They transition really, really well. They transition really, really well. It's built into us. We have the same hardwiring, right? Lion goes over. Cool, I missed this time, bummer. Now, what would happen if we go back to our serial slapper? This is not even a life-threatening event. It's not like somebody let a lion in here to try to eat you. What would happen literally if some dude showed up and just ran in, and let's say he got 5 or 6 slaps off before somebody was like, I'm the hero, you're wrong, Rob, and double-legged him and we held him down until the cops got here. What would happen? Would everybody be like, and just go to lunch and then take a nap? You'd be talking about it forever. You put it on your Instagram. You'd have a story of the guy, and then you'd be like, in a couple months, you'd be like, Throwback Thursday to the serial slapper. When people say, hey, how'd the Art of Breath seminar go? You wouldn't be like, I learned powerful tools to control my thinking. You'd be like, dude, at the Art of Breath seminar, the serial slapper came in, he slapped like 5 people, and there was one guy who was really jacked, just picked him up, and then the cops came. You wouldn't even talk about what you learned. Right? We'd be so focused on that event. We hold on to those things forever. We hold on to that stuff. If you don't transition well, it's a waste of energy. And humans, even though we have that same physiological capacity at our most deepest and fundamental layers, we don't transition well because we pile a bunch of shit on top of it. But we are the masters of avoidance and distraction. Enter Netflix. Right? Now, I don't have a problem with Netflix. I love Netflix, okay? But know that things like that are distractions, pure and simple. And human beings are the masters of that. Rather than dealing precisely with the situation, and then when it's done, it being done, we stay on it, but then we try to push it into the background where it just boils. And we use things like drugs and alcohol. Those are state changers. I enjoy a bourbon now and again. I'm not saying alcohol is the devil or using a drug, especially in the appropriate context, is wrong. I'm saying know what it does. It's driving you towards one or the other. It's driving you towards sympathetic or it's driving you towards parasympathetic. We use those things to modulate our state. Workaholism. That's probably even more accepted in our culture. It's like a badge of honor. Oh man, I worked 45 hours this week. I worked 52 hours. I worked 60 hours. I didn't get any sleep. We basically brag to each other about how much we destroy ourselves And the more burnout we get, a lot of times, the harder we work to try to avoid dealing with the fact that we're burnt out.